Imagine this, it's New Year's Day. Fireworks are still lighting up the sky, families are celebrating, and the world is full of fresh hope. But in western Japan, that hope was ripped apart in seconds. At 4:10 p.m. local time on January 1, 2024, the ground suddenly roared to life. A violent 7.6 magnitude earthquake tore through the Noto Peninsula, shaking buildings to their core. News footage showed scenes that felt almost unreal. Entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. Fires erupting in the distance. Power lines down, leaving thousands of homes in darkness. But the horror didn't stop there. More than 155 aftershocks rattled the region in just one single day, each one a cruel reminder that the nightmare wasn't over. Then came the ocean's warning. The water began to pull back from the shore, and waves nearly a meter high came crashing back with terrifying force. A major tsunami alert was issued. Welcome to Rivo TV. Now here's what makes this disaster so shocking. In almost any other country in the world, an earthquake of this size could have killed thousands, maybe even tens of thousands. But in Japan, the death toll was far lower, still tragic, but nowhere near what you'd expect. And that leaves us with two huge questions. Why does Japan face so many of these deadly natural disasters, and how in the world do they manage to survive them better than almost anyone else? The first answer is painfully simple: location. Our planet's crust isn't one solid piece. It's broken into massive tectonic plates, like giant puzzle pieces floating on molten rock, slowly grinding against each other. Earthquakes happen when these plates collide or slip. And Japan? It's sitting right on top of one of the most dangerous intersections on Earth. For massive plates meet there, the Pacific Plate, the Philippine Plate, the Eurasian Plate, and the North American Plate. Of these, the Pacific Plate is the most notorious. Its boundary is called the Pacific Ring of Fire, a deadly horseshoe-shaped zone around the Pacific Ocean where most of the world's earthquakes and volcanoes occur. Japan sits directly in its crosshairs. And what makes this even more dangerous is that much of the seismic activity happens under the sea, in what scientists call subduction zones. Here, one tectonic plate is forced beneath another, creating deep scars in the ocean floor known as trenches. Right off Japan's coast lies one of these scars, the Japan Trench, sinking more than 8 kilometers beneath the surface. It's a perfect setup for disaster, powerful undersea quakes that can instantly unleash tsunamis with almost no warning. That's why the word tsunami, meaning harbor wave in Japanese, spread across the globe. No one has lived with their fury more often than Japan. So, if Japan is basically living on a ticking time bomb, how do they keep surviving disaster after disaster with fewer casualties than the rest of the world? The answer is not luck, it's preparation, innovation, and resilience. Japan's building codes are among the strictest anywhere. Houses are designed with reinforced beams and stronger walls. High-rise towers are built with massive dampers, like gigantic shock absorbers, that soak up the energy of a quake. Some skyscrapers are even placed on layers of steel, rubber, and lead so that the building can sway freely while the ground shakes beneath it. The best example is Tokyo's iconic Skytree Tower. Standing over 2,000 feet tall, it was engineered with state-of-the-art earthquake resistance. When the catastrophic 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck in 2011, the most powerful in Japan's history, the Skytree swayed but never cracked. Meanwhile, much of the coastline was devastated by a massive tsunami that killed nearly 20,000 people and caused the Fukushima nuclear disaster. That tragedy forced Japan to rethink its defenses and push them to an even higher level. Since then, they've built towering seawalls along nearly 40% of their enormous coastline. They've planted thick coastal forests to weaken incoming waves. In towns most at risk, they've added specially designed evacuation towers, giving people a chance to survive even when the ocean rises without warning. And perhaps the most impressive part, they practice. From children in elementary schools to office workers in Tokyo skyscrapers, everyone takes part in earthquake and tsunami drills. Their early warning system is so advanced that even a few seconds of notice can save countless lives by shutting off gas lines, ducking under tables, or running for higher ground. But the truth is, no defense is perfect. The events of 2011 proved that nature can still overwhelm human preparation. Still, compared to almost any other country, Japan has turned its biggest weakness into a science of survival. The lower death toll from the 2024 earthquake wasn't an accident. It was the result of generations of learning, innovating, and never forgetting the past. Japan lives every day with the threat of the ring of fire, but instead of running from it, they've learned how to fight back. They've turned vulnerability into strength, and the rest of the world has a lot to learn from their resilience. This is Rivo TV, thank you for watching, and remember, subscribe, share, and like for more amazing stories and insights from around the world. And until next time, stay curious and stay safe.